think we're going to have to just call it what it is. This is absolutely war.
Latosha Brown is a co-founder of Black Voters Matter, an organization that mobilizes efforts against voter suppression. As the U.S. Supreme Court weighs a case that could dramatically reshape how the Voting Rights Act of 1965 protects minority voters across the country, activists like Brown warn of an effort to roll back minority voting rights. During arguments on Wednesday, several conservative justices appeared open to limiting Section 2 of the landmark civil rights law, which bars voting maps from weakening minority political power, even without proof of intentional discrimination.
What we're seeing from the Republicans, what we're seeing from this administration, that they are deciding that they're going to turn everything back. There is an effort. We're not making this up.
The court is expected to rule in the coming months on a case concerning a map delineating U.S. House of Representatives districts in Louisiana. In a process called redistricting, the boundaries of legislative districts across the country are reconfigured every decade to reflect population changes as measured by the national census. The Louisiana case centers on whether the state's Republican-led legislature went too far in using race as a factor when redrawing congressional districts to add a second Black majority seat. Black people make up about a third of the population in Louisiana, and white people make up a majority. A group of white voters sued to block the map, arguing that it was guided too heavily by race in violation of constitutional provisions promising equal protection under the law, and that the right to vote cannot be denied on the basis of race. Those provisions date back to the end of the Civil War of 1861 and were ratified to safeguard the rights of Black Americans. Emory University professor Carol Anderson told Reuters the court's direction signals tension with changing demographics.
I think that part of what we're seeing is the kind of fear of a demographic shift. So the demography of America is changing, whereas the party structure, the racial demographics of a party structure have remained the same, have remained embedded. So over 80% of the Republicans are white. And you have much more demographic variation for the Democrats. And because the Republicans' policies aren't resonating with that growing demographic, it's like, how do we stay in power when our policies don't resonate with the electorate? And the way to stay in power is that you then begin to rig the rules.
If the court sides with Louisiana, it could make it easier for states to avoid creating districts with large minority populations.